morning. Okay, we're back. We are still in week 18. We're still in review 6. And all of this has been so long and arduous that this week has probably taken us close to 2 weeks, and that is okay. All right, so I had asked you on the last lesson that I wanted you to do review D yourself, just because this is what we have just done this particular week in week 18. So these sentences were taken from Rikki Tikki Tavi by Rudyard Kipling. I don't know if y'all have ever read that. So what I'm going to do is, if you haven't done this section, I want you to pause it and go ahead and do it. And just read the instructions. It's the same thing that we did, I don't know, several days ago in one of the lessons from week 18. So if you haven't done it, go ahead and do it, then turn it back on, and I'm going to pull the answers up and let you check it. Okay. Let me go ahead and pull up the answers for 6D, and I want you to check these. All right, so here's a few. Okay, I'm hoping you got those right. Those, like I said, those are the ones that we've been working on this week. So, okay, so for 6E, these are present and past participles. Now, we're going to underline each present participle and past participle in the following sentences. We're going to indicate what part of the sentence each serves as, with labels as ADJ for adjective, ADV for adverb, S for subject, DO and IO for direct and indirect object, OP for object preposition. Now, if it's an adverb or adjective, then we need to draw an arrow to the word that it's modifying. Okay? Now, these participles were what we studied in was it not week 18? It was week 16. So I'm going to go back to page 219. If you have your packet for week 16, see if you can get that out. Now, I believe it might have been lesson number participles. Maybe it was lesson 61. Let's look at lesson 61. You may have your packet in front of you from where you've done it before. Progressive tenses, principal parts. Okay. So the present participle of a verb can act as a descriptive adjective. Freshly picked peaches. Okay. This is the participle because it's a verb and it's in the past tense. Okay. But it's acting as an adjective because it's telling which peaches? The picked peaches. Okay, we had done this before. Perfect verb, progressive verb. Okay, the present participle can act as a descriptive adjective as well. Okay, the burst balloon. Again, that's a part. So your participle then is going to be a verb, but it's acting in a different fashion. Okay, let's see if we can find where we were then. Oh gosh, I'm way off. We are on 6E. We've done D, so here's 6E. Okay, so let's go ahead and underline each one of the participles. Remember, it's a verb, okay? And then as we underline it, we'll have to go back and determine what part of the sentence it is, okay? All right, so in this one here, now, and the only time we need to draw a line back to what it modifies is if it's an adjective or if it's acting as an adjective or an adverb. The way you know that is just ask those questions, what an adjective or adverb answers. Okay, so here we go. Aloo tikki are made with mashed potatoes and cilantro, garam masala, and cumin. All right, in this sentence, now our verb is are made, but we're not looking for verbs. We're looking for participles. Okay, a participle is going to be like a verb acting as something else. Okay, so that would be mashed. Okay, because can't you mash? Yes, this is mashed. It's in the past tense, so this would be a past participle. What is this acting as? It's acting as an adjective because it's telling what kind of potatoes. Okay? Saute cumin seeds and onion in bubbling oil before adding other ingredients. Okay, can you find, now there's two of them in this sentence. We have bubbling and we have adding. Okay, so bubbling is acting as what? Well, because there's a noun right after it, it kind of gives you a hint that it's telling what kind of oil. So this is acting as an adjective, modifying oil. Now, what is before? It's a preposition. So before adding other ingredients, before adding, this would act as the object of the preposition. Before adding. Now I know a preposition is supposed to end with a noun or pronoun. So I'm not sure if before adding other ingredients, if the whole thing, because I would say this whole thing is a prepositional phrase, which actually would make this the object of the preposition. But for whatever reason, I'm following along in my teacher book, and this is telling me that this is the object of the preposition. So, there we go. Let's go to the next one. Divide the finished mixture into equal portions and shape into balls. Okay. Okay, so I think, I'm going to do a couple more and then I'm going to have you do the rest of these. Okay, flatten the balls on a greased tabletop. We're looking for a verb that's not acting as a verb, basically. So this is acting as an adjective. And it's modifying the tabletop. Okay. All right. Heat more oil in a frying pan and fry until the potato is golden. Okay, so I'm going to have you finish the rest of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 sentences. I want you to finish the rest of these yourself now that you kind of, hopefully, are kind of going on. Again, we're not grading it, so make sure you do it to where you can, I'll put the answers up and you can check it. So go ahead and pause it as you finish these. All right, let's see if I can pull the answers up here. Go ahead and check the ones that you did. Okay, now your favorite section is next. This is the last. It's your favorite because it's last, and it's your favorite because it's diagramming, but that might actually be a falsehood. Okay, on our own paper, we're going to diagram every word of these sentences taken from H.E. Macomber's biography of Samuel Finley Morse in Stories of Great Inventors. Okay, first thing, let us label the sentence. Okay? So why don't I help you label the sentence, and then you can diagram it, and then we'll check each one. Okay? All right, here we go. So there are many, many things common and useful to us now, which were unknown to the world in 1800. Okay, so let us find, it's always hard to know what to start with. I always start with prepositional phrases and verbs. Okay, so to us now, I don't know that that is even a prepositional phrase. Now, I know to is a preposition. To us. Okay, yeah, this is a prepositional phrase. To us. I don't know why I was including that. To us is a prepositional phrase. This is an adverb telling when it's useful, which were unknown to the world in 1800. Okay, so we got our prepositional phrases. Let's find our main verb. There are many, many things. Are is our main verb, and it's a linking verb. What's our subject? Who or what are? Things is your subject. Okay. There is this is a word that goes with your verb, because it's, I'm not sure what to tell you this is, but this is a word that goes with you. So when you diagram it, there will be under are. It's pointing out. So that's the only thing I know to tell you. Okay, and then many and many are both adjectives that modify things. Okay, now common and useful. What are those? Now this is a linking verb. Okay, so let's see what these are. We don't have a direct object, so I guess we can look for to see if we have we have a witch here. Remember what this is? Which were unknown to the world in 1800. Guess what that is? This is one of your relative pronouns, which makes this an adjective phrase because it's telling about things. Okay, let's see. So that means you're gonna, this will be two separate, two separate sentences, I guess you might say, because this we diagram itself. This is a clause, a separate clause. All right, so, and we never did say what common and useful are. This is a conjunction. So, are, let's see, things are common and useful. These are not, actually, I'm looking at the answers right now, and for some reason, I'm not, they did not list those as a predicate noun or predicate adjective, and I'm not real sure. But I will tell you, I'll give you a hint. They've put common and useful below things. Okay, so go ahead and let us just go ahead and do it. I'll just help you with it. How about that? Okay, so things, let's see, are and things. Let's go ahead and do the, all right, things we said was the subject. And then we said the verb was are. And remember I said we put there with it? I don't remember why, but we do. So just put that in your mind. It's some kind of word that goes with your verb. So there you are. All right, and then we said many and many were adjectives that go with things. Okay, be careful. many and many. Now, I'm not sure why, but they have common, because common and useful, I'm just going to put this for and they put common. I'm guessing these must be adjectives. They're just compound adjectives. And then useful. Now, to us is a prepositional phrase that tells about useful. So we're going to bring useful, we're going to bring our prepositional phrase to us. So to would go here, and then us here. And then now is an adverb that tells when it's useful to us. So we're going to take now and we're going to show that it belongs to this prepositional phrase. Okay, now remember what I said, that which were unknown to the world, that clause. Remember what word I told you that goes to? It's telling us about things. So we're going to bring our clause doohickey mathingy jigger down here and do our next clause. Remember? Now, okay, were unknown is the verb, and then who or what were unknown, which. Okay, this would work as the subject, so we're going to put which here. There's nothing else there. I guess that could be that. And then were unknown. I know what you're thinking. There's no way I could have gotten this myself. Well, that makes two of us, or however many there are. Now, the rest of it you might could do yourself. It's just these prepositional phrases, to the world and in 1800. And these both go with the verb because they tell when and to whom. So you'd have to world the, and then you would have in 1800. Okay? So there you are. Now let me go ahead and erase this. It's kind of in the way. Alright, so I'm going to help you this one and this one I want you to do yourself. These two. These should be, they're short, so when they're short they generally are a little easier. So you can see if you can do those yourself. I just hate to make this another long video. Now this one, let me see if I can help you label it. Actually, I can see here that okay, there's a note in here that says sentences that begin with the word there were done in lessons 28. They were covered in lessons 28 and 34. So you might want to go back and look at that, and then maybe you can message me and say, hey, this is why there goes with are, because I can't remember. But anyway, it says you can go back and look. Okay, so these two are easy. They should be somewhat easy. Now, actually, I say that, and this one I'm looking at on my paper, and this is one of those that, well, let's look at this. This word here, lighting by means of gas was yet unknown. Okay, this is not a verb. This is one of those verbals. This is one of those gerunds. So remember what you're going to have to do with that? It's going to have to be up on a little pedestal thing. Now, it's actually the subject. Now, by means and of gas are both prepositional phrases that go with lighting. Okay, but remember, lighting needs to be put up on a pedestal. Remember how you have the little thingy like this, and it goes like you have the little stick man here. It goes whoop like that. Okay, and then you're going to have lighting. Okay, and then by means is a prepositional phrase that comes off of your by means. Okay, and then of gas is a prepositional phrase that comes off of that. Of gas. Okay, so this will be the actual subject part, all of this here. Okay, and then was unknown is your verb, and that's going to go here, was unknown. Now, yet is an adverb that tells when, and it would just go like that. So this will be what this is. Okay. Now, this sentence, even kerosene, is pretty easy, but just keep in mind what you have right here, which makes so poor a light. Okay, you know what this is. Okay, so I'm gonna let you do that one because we've been doing these, so that might be a little easier. Okay. Now, this word is one of those subordinating conjunctions. So that means that though he did not snatch the thunder from the heavens, this is your dependent clause. Okay. He gave the electric current thought. You've got compound verbs in your independent clause. This is a dependent clause. So remember with this here, it's a dependent clause, which means you will have a subject and predicate, which you do. Did snatch is your verb, and your subject for this would be he. Okay, and then you're going to have that little dotted line with the word though, okay, between the two. Remember? Okay, so I'm going to let you try this yourself. Just give it a whirl, okay, and then just pause it for as long as you need to, and then you can come back and look, and I'm going to show you the answers on each one of these, okay? So go ahead and pause. Okay, I'm going to hope you have these done. So this one was the one that we did together. I was still kind of confused about these, but I'm pretty sure that they were adjectives of things. Okay, this was the one that I showed you how to do. I set it up for you. This is one of those gerunds. Okay, here's this one. And here's this one, and a note. Okay. No worries on handing this in. In fact, you do not even have to give me week 18. I don't even have to look at it. You just keep it yourself because we went over it and it took us a while. So I will begin to get ready probably for week 19. I'm actually trying to determine if I want to continue with this or if I want to move on and try some writing. But nonetheless, that's where we are. So you might have to remind me if I ask you for week 18. You might have to remind me and say, don't you remember? You said we have to hand it in. Okay? That'll be all for this lesson.